4 to 6 months. That's how long it takes to fully house train your Frenchie. And if your friend with the lab had his dog nailed in 8 weeks, he wasn't lying. He just had a different dog. So if you're 3 months in and still mopping up, take a breath. You're on schedule for the breed. Here's the why. Your Frenchie wasn't built to work for you. Labs, collies, shepherds, bred for centuries to read a human and want to please. Your dog was bred to sit on a lap and be charming. That's the whole job description. So when the training books go on about a dog's natural drive to please the handler, yeah, skip that chapter. Doesn't apply to your guy. The stubborn streak everyone warns you about? Real, but misunderstood. He knows the rule. He's chosen in that moment that the cold floor or the wet grass isn't worth getting up for. That's a thinking dog making a calculation. Frustrating, sure, but honestly, it's a good sign. The flat face changes everything too. Half the year in most climates, you cannot just toss him outside every hour like the generic advice says. Heat takes Frenchies down fast, so the standard playbook, broken before you start. Then there's the bladder, small for his body, the gut that turns one weird treat into 3 accidents, and the weather refusal. Rain, snow, wind, your dog plants his feet and that's it. So look, the playbook everybody hands you was written for working dogs in nice weather. Your dog is neither. That's the whole problem. Here's how I'd describe this stubborn streak in this breed. Your Frenchie is a negotiator. He's not throwing down with you the way a terrier would. He's running the numbers. Is the deal good enough? Yes, he complies. No, he doesn't. Your job is to make the deal good. And listen, yelling, done with that. Heart correction backfires badly with a Frenchie. Yell at him for peeing in the kitchen, and next time he'll go behind the couch. Or in the closet. The accident doesn't stop, it hides. You won't find it for 2 days. High-value treats are non-negotiable. Kibble is not beating the couch. I'm talking chicken, cheese, freeze-dried liver, stuff he only gets for potty wins outside. Quit repeating the cue. Go potty, go potty, go potty. Congratulations, he's learned he's got 3 tries before you actually mean it. Say it once, wait. You'll see the Frenchie stare too. The lock-on, where you can see the math happening behind his eyes. That's the breed, just who he is. Keep sessions short, 3-5 minutes, a few times a day. End every potty win with something he loves. Treat, belly rub, 10 seconds of play. Build that association so hard it overrides the rug. And once you've got a rhythm locked in, his stubbornness starts working for you. He'll resist you changing the schedule, because by that point, the schedule is his. He weighs 20 pounds, and you'd think he can hold it like any 20-pound dog. He can't. The Brachycephalic build gives a Frenchie a shorter abdominal cavity than a beagle of similar weight, so the bladder ends up closer to toy breed territory. That's why your dog is going more often than his weight suggests. Pucky rule, simple version, age in months plus 1 equals max hours. Your 8-week-old maxes out at 2 hours. And honestly, that's me being generous. Right after a meal or a nap, less. Adults need a break every 4 to 6 hours minimum. The I work 8-9 hours, he'll figure it out approach doesn't work with this breed. It just doesn't. Excitement peeing is a known issue, and I see it constantly. Puppies and young adults greeting visitors, you'll get a puddle. Not your fault, not a training failure, anatomy and developmental, and most of them grow out of it by a year. Also, and this matters, Frenchies are high risk for UTIs, bladder stones, urinary crystals. So if your previously trained dog suddenly starts having accidents, that's a vet visit. Don't try to retrain through it. They drink in bursts too. He'll hammer the water bowl, then need to pee 15-20 minutes later. Track the water, time the breaks. And intact males will mark indoors more than other breeds. Neutering timing affects it. Talk to your vet about when. Don't trust a comment section. "8 weeks. The day your Frenchie comes home, that's when potty training starts. Not 12 weeks, not when she settles in, day 1. I know she can barely walk straight, but with this breed, the early window matters more. Frenchie's stubbornness compounds with age. What you let slide at 9 weeks becomes a 6-month problem. 8 to 16 weeks is the prime habit window. Stuff sticks deep in here. Good habits, bad habits, all of it. Peeing on the rug, hiding behind the couch to go, that's the routine for life if you don't catch it now. And your Frenchie's already helping you, by the way. She wants to follow you everywhere. They bond fast, bond hard. Use it. Tether her to you. Keep her in eyeline. Catch the accidents live. Decent breeder? They should have started litter pads or outdoor exposure at 6-7 weeks. If they didn't, your timeline just got longer. Not your fault. Just reality. Expectations: most Frenchies aren't reliably trained till 5 to 7 months, some not till 9 to 12. That's normal. That's not your dog being dumb, that's the breed. Adult rescue, different animal, still doable. Plan on a 2 to 4 week reset no matter what the previous owner swore to you. And the 4-month plateau, this one gets people. She'll seem trained, you'll relax, then 5 or 6 months hits and she regresses, hard. Frenchies do this loud. The willful streak comes online. Don't restart from 0, just tighten up. Start past 16 weeks, not a death sentence, but now you're undoing learned behavior first, way harder. Earlier is dramatically easier with this dog. Trust me on that one. Pick a spot, one spot. This works on Frenchies especially well because, despite the smashed face, they're scent-driven and deeply routine-bound. A designated zone hits both wires at once. Rule 1, close to the door. I mean close. Your Frenchie has short legs and the stamina of a damp napkin, and a puppy with a full bladder is not making it across the yard. Closest patch of grass or pad that works. Not the prettiest one. Surface matters. Frenchies get opinions about grass versus mulch versus concrete real early. Watch what she gravitates toward in the first week, then commit. Retraining surface preference later, fight you don't want. Here's the move most people skip. Leave a slightly soiled pad or a bit of urine-marked grass at the spot for the first week. Yeah, gross. But a fresh, clean spot smells like nothing to her. The scent is the bookmark. Shade. The spot has to be shaded by mid-morning, year-round. A sun-blasted potty zone becomes unusable for a flat-faced dog from spring through fall. Plan for July, not for the day you're picking the spot. The verbal cue. Pick one phrase. Go potty, do your business, I don't care. Use it only at the spot, only during elimination, never as a general command. Frenchies learn the word fastest when its meaning stays narrow. Reward timing matters more than people think. Treat within 2-3 seconds of her finishing, while she's still at the spot, not back at the door. Reward at the door, you've just taught her that going inside is the win. And set up a backup indoor spot from day 1. Heat, cold, rain, overnight. Your Frenchie needs 2 locations, not 1. Present both from the start. Save yourself the confusion later. Heat will kill your Frenchie. I'm not being dramatic. Frenchies die of heat stroke every summer in this country, and a lot of them die on potty trips. Why? The smashed face you paid extra for means she can't pant efficiently. Her airways are too short to move heat out.
She cools 3 to 4 times slower than a regular muzzled dog. Heatstroke can hit during a 10-minute potty walk at 80 degrees. 10 minutes, 80. Hard rules. Above 75 with humidity, outdoor trips stay under 5 minutes. Above 85, default to indoor potty entirely. Not softening this one. Pavement. If it's hot enough to burn paw pads, it's radiating heat straight up into her face from 8 inches off the ground. She's getting it twice as hard as a tall dog. Summer schedule. Before 8 a.m., after 8 p.m. Indoor potty for everything in between. Warning signs. Memorize these. Loud, raspy breathing, different from the normal Frenchie snore. You'll know. Purple or bright red gums, heavy drool, stumbling, vomiting. Any of that, abort the trip immediately and cool her down. And just a quick pee thing, no. Frenchies don't always pee quick, especially if there's a squirrel. I'll be right back inside turns into 8 minutes in the sun real fast. Humidity matters as much as temperature. An 80-degree humid day is more dangerous than a 90-degree dry one for this dog. Read the dew point, not just the thermometer. You're treating the indoor potty setup like training wheels, aren't you? Something to ditch by month 4. Don't bother. With this breed, indoor potty is permanent infrastructure. Your Frenchie hates heat, hates rain, hates cold, and lives in your apartment. That math doesn't change at month 4. Pee pads. Cheap, easy, everywhere. Also shredded within 10 minutes by those little tank paws, and the texture confuses your dog because your bath mat feels basically identical. Get a holder with raised edges if you're going this route. Save your floor. Real grass patches. Doggy lawn, fresh patch, whatever's local. In my experience, this is the best fit for Frenchies. Same surface they'd use outside. So when you finally get them out in the yard, there's no retraining the brain. No, wait, this is different. Fake turf trays. Durable, washable, totally workable. But you rinse them every day or two, or your apartment starts smelling like a gas station. In a small space, that's a problem. Dog litter boxes exist. They work for tiny Frenchies. Most adults, though, stubby legs, stocky build, stepping over that lip is awkward for them. Option, not default. Placement matters more than the product. Not near food, not near the bed, and not on carpet, please. Your Frenchie will absolutely decide soft fabric means okay to pee here. And no, this doesn't ruin outdoor training. Reward outside way more than inside. They get it. Last thing, pick one. Commit for a month. Don't rotate through 4 products in 3 weeks. Frenchies need the routine to lock in. The pee strike. Your Frenchie clearly needs to go, has needed to go for hours, and is now standing in the yard staring at you like you've personally offended him. He won't go. He just won't. This is a Frenchie thing. They're companion dogs, bred to have opinions, and when something annoys them, they don't bark or pull. They passively resist. Refusing to pee is one of their favorite tools. Wet sets them off. Wet grass on the belly. Cold air hitting that flat face. Surface changed. Concrete instead of turf. Routine got disrupted. Or honestly, sometimes they're just irritated with you. Yes, that's a real reason. Here's the mistake most owners make. They cave. They bring the dog back inside out of guilt or frustration, and then 5 minutes later, puddle on the rug. Congratulations, you just taught your Frenchie that the strike works. Tactics. Long line in the yard so they can't quit. Walk them past the usual spot, around the block. Change the scenery. Wait it out in silence. Carry them to a different surface if you have to. And if the strike goes more than a day, vet visit. UTIs are common in this breed, and they look exactly like stubbornness. A Frenchie's coat is one layer, no undercoat to speak of. Not much body fat on that compact frame, and their belly's about 6 inches off the ground, so the second they step into wet grass or snow, their entire underside is soaked, or freezing, or both. Brachycephalic dogs. Flat-faced dogs find cold air uncomfortable to breathe. That morning trip in January is genuinely miserable for your dog. Not annoying, miserable. There's a difference. Gear up. And I don't mean a cute sweater. Get a fitted, water-resistant coat that actually covers the belly and chest. Most coats only cover the back, which is useless here. Boots if your dog tolerates them. Some won't. Fine. Build a sheltered potty zone. Covered patio corner, porch with patio turf. Hold an umbrella over them if you have to. I'm serious. Frenchies will go in one dry spot consistently if you give them one. Indoor pads or a litter box for the worst days. Use them. This is the breed where holding it leads to real bladder problems, not just accidents. And when they do go, praise immediately, treat immediately, get them back inside, make the trip short and worth it. Your Frenchie's flat face, not a cute quirk for Instagram. It rewrites the whole potty training playbook, and most generic guides just skip it, pretend it's not there. Heat first. A Frenchie can't pant efficiently, airways too compressed. So those long, leisurely potty walks in July, genuinely dangerous. Not a bit uncomfortable, dangerous. In summer, you're going out before the sun's up and after it's down. That's the schedule, non-negotiable. Then the door routine. You know the spin, bark, jump thing they do when they hear the leash? For a regular dog? Cute. For yours, that excitement can tip into snorting, gasping, sometimes a brief airway collapse. So the calm before the door thing isn't me being precious about manners. It's medical. Sleep. They sleep like bricks and they snore. Which means your Frenchie isn't gonna whine and wake you up at 2 a.m. when their bladder's full. They'll just sleep right through it until they can't. Set an alarm during puppyhood. Don't wait for the cue. It's not coming. And that bladder, by the way, is small. Compact chest, compact everything. Doesn't matter how grown up the dog looks at 6 months. Frequent trips, still. One more thing. The standard tire them out with a long walk before bed advice everyone repeats. For your dog, that's a vet bill waiting to happen. Skip it. Most owners go wrong right here. They're waiting for a bark, a whine, some big, obvious I need to go moment. Your Frenchie is not that dog. This breed isn't barky by default. They're quiet, they're subtle, and if you're waiting for a vocal alarm, you're getting a puddle. What they do instead, they look at you. I call it the Frenchie stare. They plant themselves a few feet in front of you and just stare, sometimes for a full minute, like, figure it out, human. And honestly, most owners miss it the first 10, 20 times. I did when I started. So watch the body. Tight, slow circling, different from the goofy play spin. This one's purposeful. Sudden sniffing at a corner or a rug they've never cared about before. A freeze mid-chew or mid-play, like they just remembered something. Walking deliberately toward the door. Pacing between you and the exit. Now, vocal signals do exist. They're just tiny. A low grunt, a huff, a short snort, a soft whine. Trouble is, a Frenchie breathing normally sounds like a small steam engine, so you've got to learn the difference between regular Frenchie noise and a real signal. Takes a few weeks. You'll get there. The sneakiest one, the sudden departure. You're cuddling, they just leave. Get up, walk off, gone. You've got about 30 seconds before you're cleaning something up. Move. And teach an artificial signal early.
A bell on the door, a mat by it, something physical. Some Frenchies never develop an obvious natural cue, and you need a backup that doesn't depend on you guessing right. Read all of it alongside the clock. Post-meal, post-nap, post-water. The body language tells you what, the timing tells you when. Potty predictability comes from feeding predictability, full stop. And with a Frenchie, this matters more than it does with most breeds. Because, let me just say it, this breed's gut is a mess. Allergies, intolerances, IBD-type issues, loose stool that no amount of training is gonna hold in. So the food itself is doing half the work, or half the damage. Pick. Here's the structure I push. 3 measured meals a day for puppies under 6 months. Drop to 2 for adolescents and adults. Same times every day. Yes, weekends too. I know, sorry. The numbers you actually need to live by. A Frenchie's gonna pee about 15 to 30 minutes after drinking. They're gonna poop about 20 to 45 minutes after eating. So the post-meal trip outside isn't a maybe today, it's locked in. Set a timer if you have to. Water, available all day. Pulled about 2 hours before bed to cut down on overnight accidents. But, and this matters, don't go restricting water all afternoon because you read it on some forum. Dehydration in a flat-faced breed is a real thing. They overheat fast. Don't trade one problem for a worse one. Table scraps? Yeah, I know, the face, those eyes. But your Frenchie reacts to dietary changes faster than a sturdier dog. One rich bite of whatever you're eating can blow up 2 days of solid training with a round of diarrhea. And honestly, if your dog's stool suddenly changes, or they're going way more often than usual, don't assume they're regressing on the training. 9 times out of 10 in this breed, it's the food. Crate training your Frenchie can land you at the emergency vet. I'm not exaggerating. A panicking brachy dog pants, snorts, and tips into actual respiratory distress while you sit on the couch thinking she'll cry it out. Don't sit on the couch, and don't crate train this breed the way you'd crate train a lab. So before technique, equipment, wire crate. Airflow on all 4 sides. Those enclosed plastic airline crates trap heat and CO2 around a dog who already can't move air properly. Bad combo. Sizing, and I mean specifically, big enough your Frenchie can lie flat on her side with the neck stretched out. That matters because this breed sleeps better when the airway isn't kinked. Big enough to turn around in. Not so big she can pee in one end and nap in the other. Where you stick the crate matters as much as the crate itself. Not in a hot room, not in the sun, never in a parked car, not even for just a sec. Your Frenchie overheats in minutes. Introduce it slow, a week at least. Feed meals inside it. Short closed-door sessions while you're home. Never as punishment. Ever. And honestly, your Frenchie is going to bond to you hard. Separation anxiety runs heavy in this breed, which cranks crate panic up another level. If she hyperventilates or won't settle no matter what you try, pivot. Exercise pen. The crate isn't the only tool in the box. One more. Most Frenchie pups still need one overnight potty trip till about 4 or 5 months in. That's normal. You're not failing. Free feeding, leaving food out all day, is the fastest way to lose at potty training a Frenchie. Small bladder, sensitive gut, almost no margin for guessing when they need out. You feed at random, they poop at random. Simple as that. And another thing, Frenchies will eat and eat. They're grazers if you let them, which is how you end up with a chunky Frenchie. And a chunky Frenchie breeds worse, moves worse, overheats faster. Weight on this breed lands straight on the lungs and joints. Medical problem, full stop.
Scheduled meals create scheduled poops. That's the whole foundation of being able to predict when this dog needs to go out. Without it, you're just reacting to puddles. You'll also catch illness sooner. Frenchies are walking medical drama. Allergies, GI stuff, dental issues, and a dropped appetite is usually the first sign something's off. You won't notice that if food's always available. One more. A hungry Frenchie trains faster. Food-motivated dogs work for treats. A grazing Frenchie has zero reason to earn a reward for pottying outside. So, put the food down, 15, 20 minutes, pick it up, done or not. When a Frenchie regresses or just stops cooperating, owners come to me thinking the dog's being stubborn. Most of the time, it's medical. This breed is anatomically rigged for urinary problems, and people miss it constantly. Watch for UTIs and bladder stones, cystine and struvite especially. Signs: straining, dribbling, blood-tinged pee, licking the bits constantly, going in tiny dribbles every few minutes. Vet, not trainer. Allergies, and your Frenchie almost certainly has them, can mess with the bladder and gut both. Itchy skin showing up alongside new accidents? Call the vet, same week. IVDD? Spinal stuff. If your Frenchie suddenly can't squat right, posture's weird, or yelps when she's trying to go, that's neurological. Get her in immediately. Their guts are famously sensitive in this breed. Chronic soft stool, mucus, sudden diarrhea, food intolerance, parasites, colitis, all common, and heat. A brachy dog will refuse to potty when she's overheating. She'll just stand there gasping. If panting and gagging show up alongside accidents, that's an overheating dog. Vet. My rule? When in doubt, urinalysis first, training plan second. One hour for every month they've been alive, capped around 2 hours. That's the rule. Write it on a sticky note. Now let me complicate it for you, because you've got a Frenchie, and Frenchies don't read the rule book. Your dog's bladder is small, stockier build, tinier plumbing. The math doesn't work the way it does for, I don't know, a lab puppy the same weight. And here's the other thing. Your Frenchie isn't going to tell you. They don't pace, they don't whine at the door, they just look at you. Or worse, they don't. So every 2 hours, out you go. But here's where most owners blow it. You take the puppy out, he sniffs once, looks up at you like, "We done?" and you cave and bring him back in. 10 minutes minimum. No talking, no playing, no eye contact really. Boring. Boring is the job. Heat. I cannot say this loud enough. Midday sun in summer? No. Your Frenchie is brachycephalic, which is the fancy word for that adorable smushed face that cannot cool itself down. They will overheat in minutes. Shift everything to early morning, evening, shade. Indoor pee pads as a backup are not cheating. They're climate control. Carry him outside. I mean it. No stairs, their spines are still forming. IVDD is a real thing in this breed, and walking him to the door usually triggers a puddle halfway there anyway. Pick him up, walk him out, set him down. Cold and rain? Yeah, this starts early. Frenchies hate wet grass. Hate it. Some will hold it for hours rather than step on a damp lawn, which sounds funny until you're cleaning up a soaked rug at midnight. Covered potty spot, sheltered turf patch, something. Day 1. On top of the 2-hour clock, you've got non-negotiables. Right after waking, 5 to 10 minutes after eating. Their gastrocolic reflex is fast. You'll learn this the hard way. And after any play burst, honest expectations, Frenchies are slow at this. The 2-hour clock often stretches to 5 or 6 months, not 4. You're not failing. The breed is just like that.
Good news first. Your Frenchie's gonna sleep hard. Once they're tired, this breed commits. Most are sleeping through the night by 12, 14 weeks if you've got the day dialed in. Heavy sleepers, the lot of them. Now they catch, they snore, they snort.
They reverse sneeze in the middle of the night, and it sounds like the dog is dying. It's not. Learn the difference between your Frenchie making Frenchie noises and a real I gotta go whine. Or you'll be up at 3 a.m. 5 times a week training your dog to wake you up for nothing, which, congratulations, is now a habit. Water bowl, 2 to 3 hours before bed. Pick it up. But, and this matters in summer or if your heat runs hot, a panting Frenchie needs water. Don't restrict blindly, adjust. Crate setup, cool, ventilated spot. Not by a radiator, not under a blanket fort, even though cozy feels right. Heat-prone, smushed face, you know the drill by now. Last potty trip before bed is boring. Out, go, in. No praise lingering, no play. You're not throwing a party, you're closing the day. Bedroom upstairs? Carry him down for the night trip. I know it's 3 in the morning and you don't wanna. Carry him anyway. Spines. And listen, Frenchie nighttime whining is tricky because this breed is prone to separation anxiety. A potty whine is urgent. It escalates. It gets louder. A lonely whine is rhythmic, almost rocking itself, and it settles if you don't reward it. Learn the difference. Most Frenchies hold a full night by 4 or 5 months. Teething regresses it. That's normal. Don't panic. This is the most misdiagnosed potty problem I see in this breed, hands down. Owners come to me convinced their dog is untrainable, and no, it's not a training failure, it's wiring. Frenchies are intensely people-bonded, emotionally reactive, eager to please, and they've got that small bladder we keep coming back to. Mix all that together, and you get a dog who literally cannot hold it when feelings happen. 2 different things, though. Don't confuse them. Submissive urination, low body, tucked tail, usually during greetings or when you've scolded them. Excitement urination, happy wiggling, puppy stuff, usually outgrown by 12 months. Different problems, different fixes. For submissive, ignore the dog when you walk in. I mean, really ignore. No eye contact, no looming, no high voice. Kneel sideways, let her come to you. And do not ever scold a Frenchie for this. I cannot stress this enough. Punishment makes it worse in this breed. They get more anxious, they pee more, you get madder, spiral. Excitement pee? Keep greetings boring. Take the dog out before company arrives so the tank is empty. Redirect that arousal into a sit, a chew, something with a job. Most Frenchies grow out of the excitement pee. Submissive can stick around if you don't build confidence. Easy wins, simple tricks, food puzzles, anything where she gets to be right. Confidence is the fix. Four clean days, and you opened up the whole house, didn't you? I get it. Felt earned. But here's what I see with Frenchies more than almost any breed. They quietly take that mile and find themselves a corner. Your dog is a nester, a burrower, loves a soft pile of laundry, a forgotten dog bed in the guest room, the back of a couch cushion. An unsupervised Frenchie isn't peeing in the middle of the kitchen floor where you'd catch them. They're finding the spot you can't see. Sneaky little tank. So stop thinking of freedom as a privilege you grant. Think room by room. The room you're in, then the one next to it. Weeks, not days. And in between, tether them. 6-foot leash, clip to your belt. Frenchies are Velcro dogs anyway. They don't mind. Half of them love it. One accident on free roam, you don't watch closer. You roll all the way back to confinement. Because this breed patterns fast, and a hidden pee spot becomes a permanent target. They'll mark back to it even after you clean, which is why enzymatic cleaner isn't optional. Not vinegar, not ammonia, enzymatic. Honestly, most Frenchies aren't safe with full house freedom till 8 to 12 months. Intact males, later. Marking is not a potty training failure. I want that clear. Puddle in the middle of the floor, potty problem. Little squirt on the table leg, marking. Different fix entirely. Frenchie owners conflate these and end up retraining a problem that wasn't broken. Your boy starts marking around 6 to 9 months, testosterone kicking in. And because Frenchies are built low and compact, they're hitting stuff you don't even notice. Furniture legs, door frames, the corner of the couch you never look behind. Neutering. I'm not going to sell you on it. It reduces marking in a lot of males, not all. And with this breed, you've got joint and IVDD timing to think about. Talk to your vet. Don't let anyone tell you it's a cure. Meantime, belly band. The Frenchie body's made for them. Barrel chest, short back, the band actually stays put. And every time he tries to mark and can't, you're killing the rehearsal. Half the battle right there. Manage the triggers too. Visiting dogs, mail, a new bag on the floor, another pet scent. Those light the fuse. Clean every spot with enzymatic. Bleach and vinegar don't kill the marking signal. They just smell strong to you. And girls mark too, especially around heat. Don't let anyone tell you it's a boys-only problem. Predictability is the single biggest lever you've got with this breed. Frenchies are stubborn and food-motivated, which means a rigid, rewarding schedule will outwork correction every time. You won't out-stubborn this dog, so don't try. Routine wins. So the anchors. First thing on waking, within 10 minutes of every meal. Their gastrocolic reflex is fast, and I'll take him after I finish breakfast is how you get a puddle on the rug. After every nap, after play, after excitement, right before bed. Non-negotiable. Feed on a schedule, not free feed. Frenchies have sensitive guts. Irregular feeding makes for irregular stools, and you can't predict what you can't time. 2 or 3 set meals. Output gets predictable. Now, weather. Real summer, shift outdoor trips to dawn and dusk. Midday gets short or shaded turf only. Pushing a Frenchie into hot sun isn't training, it's a vet bill waiting to happen. So have a plan B before you need one. Covered patio, a tarp, an awning. In real extremes, an indoor pad temporarily. Fighting your Frenchie in a thunderstorm is a fight you lose. Same spot strategy. Every time on leash to the exact same patch. The scent cue speeds them up and cuts the famous Frenchie stall in half. Reward within 2 seconds of the last drop. Outside. Not when you get back to the kitchen. Outside. This breed is food motivated to a fault. Use it. Pair it with a verbal cue. Go potty. Be quick. Said while they're going, not before. Builds an on-cue elimination they'll keep for life. Adult Frenchie eventually settles into 3 or 4 outings a day, but the bladder stays small. Even an adult shouldn't be held past 6 to 8 hours. Okay, so your Frenchie loves food, genuinely loves it. Sounds like a training gift, and it is, except this breed gets fat looking at a biscuit, and a huge chunk of them have food sensitivities. Treat picking matters more here than for almost any other dog. Sensitive stomach? Chicken, beef, dairy, grains, usual suspects. Go novel protein. Rabbit, duck, kangaroo if you can find it, salmon. Single ingredient. Read the label. Actually read it. Size?
pea-sized. Smaller if you can pinch it smaller. Your dog's under 28 pounds, and one chunky treat 30 times a day adds up fast. 6 months of that, and you've got a fat Frenchie with sore joints. And now they don't want to move at all. Brachycephalic thing matters too. Flat face. Hard, crunchy treats? Forget it. Your dog will gnaw a milk bone for 45 seconds, and the reward window's already shut. Go soft. Freeze-dried that dissolves, squishy bits, tiny cheese, boiled chicken if tolerated. They swallow, look up, you praise. That's the loop. Honestly, use their kibble. Count it from the daily ration for routine wins. Save the real gold. Freeze-dried liver, plain cheese, boiled chicken for outdoor peas only. Jackpot money. What you don't want, rawhide, biscuits, anything taking more than about 3 seconds. Still chewing? Brain's already moved on. One more. Funny till it isn't. Food-fixated Frenchies figure out the system and start fake pottying. Squat, nothing happens. Look up all expectant. No pee, no treat. They catch on fast. Quick heritage thing, because it actually matters. Your Frenchie was bred to be a companion. That's it. Miniaturized from English Bulldogs in 19th century England, polished into a lapdog by Parisian society. Never bred to work alone, never bred to problem solve, bred to be near you.
So, Velcro dogs. They learn best when training feels like hanging out, not drilling. Crate one alone for hours to teach independence, and you'll set things back weeks. The Bulldog DNA shows up as stubborn, smart enough to learn fast, willful enough to negotiate. Push too hard, repeat too much, and they shut down. Just done.
Timeline-wise, bladder control comes in slow. Don't expect rock-solid reliability till 8 or even 10 months. That's normal. And the short snout means overheating and breathing strain. Outdoor sessions in summer stay short. Plan for it. So, with a Frenchie, training works when you use the one thing they're wired for, wanting to be near you. Forget dominance, forget endless drills. That's your lever. Teaching Go Potty on cue is the single most useful skill you can build with this breed, specifically this breed. Your Frenchie hates the rain, hates wet grass, hates the cold, overheats in the sun. Outdoor potty time can't be a sniff fest. You need them to go fast. In, out. Pick a cue. Short, clear, weird enough you don't say it in normal talk. Go potty, hurry up, do business. Pick one, stick with it. Calm voice, don't shout it. Frenchies tune out repeated shouting the same way teenagers do. Layered approach. First week or two, observe and capture. The second they start squatting, say the cue. Not before. The second they're going, you're labeling the behavior, not commanding it yet. After a couple weeks, the association builds, and then you start saying it as you walk up to the spot. Now it's a real cue. Not after you come back in, because your dog's smart enough to figure out that going inside ends the fun, and you'll train them to hold it just to stay out longer. Go potty, go potty, go potty teaches them the word means nothing, same as off the couch after the 14th try. Say it once, wait. Once it's solid, the payoff is huge. Snowy mornings, rainy walks, hotel rooms, vet visits. Best one? Pre-bed pee. Say the word, they empty out, you sleep through the night. Worth every treat. One warning, don't say it when the tank's empty. Use it on a dog with nothing to give, and the word loses meaning. Save it for when you know there's something coming, and pair it with one specific outdoor spot. The smell does half the work for you.
Your Frenchie peed on the rug. Again. You cleaned it. With what? I'm guessing soap and water, maybe vinegar, maybe that carpet spray from the grocery store. 2 days later, she peed in the exact same spot, and now you think she's doing it on purpose. She's not. Dog urine has uric acid crystals that bond to whatever they land on. Your nose stops picking it up after a day. Hers picks it up for months. To her, that spot's still flagged bathroom, so she uses it. Only one thing breaks those crystals down: an enzymatic cleaner. Not soap, not vinegar, not baking soda. And for the love of God, not ammonia. Ammonia smells like pee to a dog. You're refreshing the sign that says, go here. Nature's Miracle, Rocco and Roxy, Scout's Honor. Pick one.
Soak the spot, don't spray it. Pee goes deep into padding, into subfloor. Hardwood, blot first, then enzyme. Carpet, drown it, match the volume. With Frenchies, you're also cleaning a lot of loose stool.
Sensitive stomachs, food allergies, that whole mess. Same rule applies. Grab a UV blacklight, $15. You'll find spots you didn't know existed, and yeah, she's been remarking them. Last thing, don't yell at her after the fact. Frenchies are soft. Scare a sensitive dog and she'll pee from stress. That's a loop you don't want to start.
Got an intact male in the house? You enzyme clean every accident, no exceptions.
Frenchies might be the best apartment dog there is. I'll defend that. They don't really bark. They grunt and snort like a grumpy old man, but actual barking, rare.
Low exercise needs, fine in a small space. The high-rise part is where it gets complicated. Your puppy's got a full bladder, you've got an elevator wait, 14 floors down, a lobby to cross, a sidewalk to find. A 12-week-old Frenchie does not have 3 minutes. So carry her. Under 4 months, just pick her up. Service elevator if you've got one. Don't take the stairs. I know, feels heroic. Frenchies are high risk for IVDD, which is a spinal disc disease, and bombing down 10 flights with a dog built like that is asking for an injury. Carry or ride. Pee pads and grass patches. Fresh patch, doggy run, all of that. A lot of trainers call these backup. For high-rise Frenchies, my take? Legitimate primary option. Plenty of owners use them for life. No shame. One warning. Don't run pads inside and outdoor training at the same time without a plan. You'll confuse the dog and accidents get worse. Pick a lane. Weather matters. Your Frenchie will refuse to go out in rain, snow, anything over 85. Indoor backup isn't optional in most climates. It's the system. Schedule around 2-hour intervals for young pups. Small body, small bladder, tighter math than a lab. And the neighbors? Relax. Snoring's real. Barking accidents almost never happen.
Most breeds, backyard versus walks is a preference call. With a Frenchie, it's also a safety call. That brachycephalic build, the flat face, short snout, half a respiratory system, your dog overheats fast and can't cool herself like other dogs. Changes the math. Backyard pros. Instant access for that tiny bladder. No heat stroke risk in July. No scorched paw pads. Privacy for the shy pottiers. And you stand in the same spot every time. Pair it with a verbal cue. Easy wins. Cons, backyard-only Frenchies sometimes don't develop bladder muscle the way walk-trained dogs do. They go whenever, never learn to hold it. They also miss the socialization and sniff stimulation that walks give them. Couch-bound, 6 pounds overweight. You've seen the type. Walks, real exercise, which this breed desperately needs because they will get fat. Mental enrichment from sniffing is huge. better bladder control.
But the cons are where the breed bites you. That airway means walks stay short and slow. Over 75, you're rolling the dice. Under 40, she's miserable in that thin coat. Rain? She'll stop in the doorway and look at you like you've lost it. My take, the realistic answer is hybrid. Backyard or pad for emergencies and bad weather. Walks for the main scheduled outings. One quirk, Frenchies get weirdly attached to surfaces. Grass only at home, vacation hotel has gravel, she refuses. Plan for it. And get the booties for winter, cooling vest for summer. Not gear snob stuff, actual training tools for this breed. Your Frenchie was nailing it. 2 weeks of clean. And now there's a puddle by the couch and you're losing your mind. Before you blame yourself, or worse, the dog, stop. This breed has more potty-relevant medical junk going on than almost any dog I work with. Suspect a body problem before a brain problem. UTIs first. Your girl Frenchie? She's built for them. A lot of these dogs have what's called a hooded vulva, basically a fold that traps moisture and bacteria, and yeah, you get what you get. If she's squatting every 10 minutes, peeing thimbles, straining, or you're seeing pink in it, that's a vet visit and a urinalysis, not more crate time, please. Allergies, huge in this breed. And here's the part owners miss. When the vet puts your dog on prednisone or Apoquel for the itching, she's gonna drink like a fish and pee like one too. That's not regression, that's the meds. I've seen people punish dogs for this. Don't. Food stuff? Frenchies have garbage stomachs, I'm sorry. Chicken, beef, dairy, grains, any of it can turn stool to soup, and there's no schedule on earth that beats diarrhea. Talk to your vet about a single protein elimination diet. IVDD is the sneaky one. Early disc pain means your dog can't posture to poop, or leaks a little urine, and it looks like training falling apart. It's not, it's their spine. And anal glands? If you see scoot then leak, that's the gland talking, not the bladder. Sudden change in a previously solid Frenchie? Vet first. Punishing a sick dog wrecks everything you built. Ear Frenchie's gut is honestly a disaster waiting to happen. I say that with love. This breed's digestive system is famously delicate, so food matters way more here than it does for some lab who could eat a shoe and be fine. If your dog's having accidents and the schedule is tight, look at the bowl. The usual suspects for intolerance: chicken, beef, dairy, wheat, soy, corn. Any of those can give you soft stool, and no training routine on earth outpaces soft stool. If you've been throwing chicken and rice at this dog for weeks thinking it's gentle, well, it might be the problem. Would I tell people to try a limited ingredient diet or a novel protein? Duck, fish, rabbit? Something the dog's immune system hasn't already picked a fight with. And cheap kibble? More fillers in, more poop out. Bigger volume, more frequency. On a dog this small with a bladder and bowel to match, that's just multiplying your accident odds for no reason. Feed on a schedule. 2 meals, same times, every day. Don't free feed a Frenchie.
You can't predict potty if you can't predict input. It's that simple. Switching foods, go slow. 7 to 10 days, mixing old and new. Cold switching this breed gets you, the carpet. Water. They drink in bursts because of that smushed face. Watch the bedtime gulp, but don't restrict water. Never restrict water on a brachy dog. That's a different emergency. Training treats count as food. High-fat stuff, cheese, weird bakery treats, they wreck stool. Use plain freeze-dried meat, 1 ingredient. Boring is the point. And the farting. Look, your Frenchie's gonna toot. That's the breed. But if it's relentless and the room clears, that's diet talking. Worth a vet chat.
Okay, bell training. This actually works really well on Frenchies, and I'll tell you why. They're food motivated to a fault, and they're watchers. They clock cause and effect fast when there's cheese involved. But hang the bells low. I mean low, 6 to 10 inches off the floor. Your dog is built like a footstool, and I don't want her jumping for a bell because that spine has enough going on already without you adding leaps to her day. Frenchies are noise sensitive, and one good clang against the door and she'll never go near it again. Trust me on that one. The shaping is simple. Lure her nose to the bell with a treat. Any contact, mark it, reward it. Once she's bumping it on purpose, raise the bar. Bell touch only counts if it's followed by going outside and actually going. Ringing for fun doesn't pay. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Frenchies are clever little opportunists, and the second she figures out the bell summons a human, she'll ring it for attention, for playtime, for, I don't know, vibes. I call these the extortion ringers. The fix is boring, but it works. Ring means out, out means business. No pee means straight back inside. No play, no party, nothing. She'll figure out the bell isn't a doorbell to the good life real fast. If your dog hates objects but loves pressing things, try a talker button instead. Same idea, different tool. Oh, and your Frenchie snorts and huffs near doors. That's just her face, that's not her ringing. Watch for actual contact with the bell, not just the soundtrack. Keep sessions short, 3-5 minutes tops. These dogs gas out fast on account of the breathing, and a winded Frenchie isn't learning anything. She's just trying not to overheat. "6 months. You thought you were done. Crate's basically retired. She's ringing the bell. You've told 3 people at the dog park that Frenchies aren't actually that hard to potty train. And then Tuesday morning, there's a puddle by the couch. Welcome to the teenage phase. This hits between 6 and 12 months, and it hits hard. Hormones are shifting, and that already stubborn streak your Frenchie was born with, it cranks up. The dog who nailed every rule for 2 months straight suddenly forgets, genuinely seems baffled by the door. If you've got an intact male, watch for marking. Small, deliberate little squirts on table legs, the side of the couch, that one corner. That's not a potty accident. That's a statement. And you handle it differently. Clean with enzyme cleaner, restrict access, and talk to your vet about timing on neutering. Females entering their first heat, usually 6 to 9 months, can genuinely pee more often. That's not defiance. That's biology. And honestly, before you assume any of this is behavioral, get a UTI ruled out. Frenchies, especially the girls, are prone to them. Vet visit first. I mean it. Now, here's where owners panic and start over from day 1. Don't. You don't need to. Tighten the leash, literally. Shorter radius indoors. Eyes on the dog. Reward every single outdoor pee like she just cured something. If she'd earned full house freedom, take it back. Crate or smaller zone. Frenchie teenagers abuse freedom. They've got to re-earn it. 4 to 8 weeks. That's usually the window. Stay consistent, and she snaps back. Look, your Frenchie was bred for one job, to sit on a lap and love a human. That's it. That's the whole resume. So when you raise your voice or make that face, the one you know you make, it lands like a slap. Harsh corrections shut this breed down faster than almost any dog I work with. You've probably already seen the Frenchie pout. They sulk, they turn their back, they refuse a treat. A Frenchie refusing food, think about that. sometimes they go hide for hours. That's not theater. That's a real shutdown. And while they're shut down, no learning is happening. Zero. Here's the part that should actually scare you. Punishment doesn't teach a Frenchie to stop having accidents. It teaches them to hide accidents. Suddenly, you're finding puddles behind the couch, under the bed, in the closet, because now the dog thinks you are the danger, not the puddle. And the nose rubbing thing, I shouldn't have to say this in 2026, but I do. It doesn't work. It does nothing except wreck the trust. And Frenchies lean on that trust way more than a working breed does. Their food drive is your lever. Use it. The second they finish outside, high-value treat, big warm voice, party in the yard. That works. That's what works. Psh, scoop or lead them outside. If they finish, reward like crazy. Tone matters more than the actual word with this breed. They read your face. They read your pitch. A disappointed sigh, honestly, hurts a Frenchie more than a stern no. I've watched it happen. And owners who escalate to scruffing, swatting, any of that, they create a Frenchie that pees the second you walk in the room. Submissive peeing, way harder to fix than the original problem. Be patient with this breed, and they pay you back tenfold. Promise. Okay, sit down. Some of these are gonna sting. The babying trap. You carry her outside, plop her on the grass, carry her back. Sweet. Also useless. She never learns the chain. I need to pee, I walk to the door. You skipped the most important step. Put her down. Let her walk. Pee pads. I have feelings about pee pads with Frenchies. Owners use them way too long because the dog's small and the apartment's clean and it's just easier. Then they spend 6 months trying to undo a year of telling the dog indoor peeing is fine. Pick a lane. Weather. Your Frenchie hates cold, hates rain, hates heat, which is most weather. And owners cave. Skip the outdoor trip. Let it slide just this once. Now indoors is the backup plan. And 3 weeks of progress is gone. Household inconsistency. One person allows pads, the other doesn't. Grandma slips treats off schedule. Frenchies read individual humans better than most breeds. They will figure out exactly who the weak link is. Probably already have. Crate sizing. Too big and she pees in one corner, sleeps in the other. Stand, turn, lie down. That's it. Free feeding, stop. Fixed meals, fixed potty timing. Small bladder, you need the predictability. The she's so smart she'll get it thing, Frenchies are smart and stubborn. Those are not the same trait. Don't expect lab speed. You'll quit early. She squats on the rug, looks adorable. You laugh, maybe film it for the group chat. Congrats, you just reinforced indoor peeing. And this one gets missed constantly. Diet. You're drilling training for months, and the real issue is loose stool from a chicken intolerance. Check the food. Midnight potty break. Don't drop it too early. Frenchie bladders don't make it through the night till around 4 or 5 months. Set the alarm.
"6 months. That's about when most owners expect their Frenchie to be done with potty training. And that's about when most owners start panicking because they're nowhere close. So let's reset that clock right now. Look, your Frenchie is going to take longer than a lab, longer than a golden, probably longer than your neighbor's mutt too.
Frenchies are honestly one of the slower breeds to fully house train. And if you've been reading those "my puppy was trained in 2 weeks" posts, yeah, throw those out. Here's the math nobody tells you. Hours a puppy can hold it roughly equals their age in months, +1. Caps out around 8 hours. And your Frenchie, small breed, small bladder, they sit at the bottom end of that formula. Not the top. Rough phases, weeks 8 to 16, you're cleaning up daily. Expect it. Months 4 to 6, real progress shows up. Fewer accidents, you'll start seeing signals. Month 6 to 12, brace yourself. There's a teenage regression dip in there that blindsides people. Most Frenchies hit reliable somewhere between 8 and 14 months. And when I say fully trained, I mean 4 to 6 weeks accident-free in normal life, not one clean week and a victory lap. Some Frenchies, intact males especially, dogs raised heavy on pee pads, won't be solid till 16, 18 months. That's normal, not a failure. Apartment with a slow elevator stretches it. Hates the rain? Stretches it. Multiple pets, inconsistent schedule? Same. And if your Frenchie plateaus past 12 months, get a vet check. UTIs, food intolerances, allergies, all mimic training failure. Keep a log. Owners always underestimate progress because that one accident sticks harder than 30 good trips. The slow start pays off, though. Once a Frenchie's trained, they stay trained. They love the routine that much. This is a marathon. I'm telling you that up front because nobody else will. Frenchies reward patience and punish shortcuts. And I've never, not once, seen a hack that actually compresses this timeline. And here's something most people miss. Your Frenchie is reading you constantly. Your tone, your face, the energy you walk in with. A frustrated owner makes an anxious dog. And anxious Frenchies have more accidents, not fewer. So your patience, that's not a personality trait. It's a training tool. Use it. Consistency across the household. Everybody, partner, kids, your mom who visits Sundays, same cue word. Go potty, outside, whatever you pick, stick with it. Same reward timing. Same response to accidents. Frenchies are clever, and a clever dog with mixed signals will absolutely play favorites. Praise out loud, like embarrassingly enthusiastic. Frenchies feed off your voice more than treats. I mean it, especially from their person. And stay off the comparison videos. That 10-week-old fully trained puppy on your feed is either lying or about to regress hard.
You're watching it and quietly resenting your own perfectly normal dog. Don't. Build a rhythm. Same wake up, same first trip out, same post-meal trip, same bedtime trip. Frenchies thrive on predictable. Setback at 9 months? Not personal.
They're not spiting you. They're a young dog with a small bladder and, frankly, a sensitive gut. The patience you put in now, that's what builds the Velcro dog Frenchie owners won't shut up about later.